Good day, Mrs. Tole here. Today we're going to look at exponents 2, okay? This work is extracted from Mind Action Series, grade 10. So I think I'll also attach the link to that. Now, let's get to it and see. But before we start with work of today of exponents, I just want to introduce you to something here. You need to express certain values as product of prime factors. I think you've seen that we've been dealing with 2 to the power of something, 3 to the power of 5, etc. like that. But what if we are given a value like 36? How do we write this 36? Let's say it's 36x squared. How do we express this 36? We need to understand that we punch in our calculator 36 equal to, then shift effect, then it's going to be giving you what? 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. So always you have to express a value into its product of its factors, okay? Its prime factors, okay? For example, you can be given 72, let's say x cubed times 81, maybe let's say x to the power of 4. But now you can see that you have got these values here that you are dealing with, 81 and 72. How can you calculate that? You need to make it easy for you. You punch your 72 here. You punch 72 equal to, okay, 72 then equals to, then shift fact on the B there. So you can see that it's 2 to the power 3 times 3 to the power 2. So it's 2 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 2. Then x to the power of 3. Then here you've got 81. So you can punch your 81 there equal to shift 3 to the power of 4. So times 3 to the power of 4, x to the power of 4. So can you see that now it's life, your life is easy now. So 2 to the power of 3, you have got 2 to the power of 3, you have got 3 to the power of 2 plus 4, which is going to be 3 to the power 2 plus 4. Then you've got x to the power of 3 plus 4 as well. Then it's going to be 2, 3, 3, 6. Then x to the power 7. Can you see that it's actually easy for you to actually get to your answer when you are dealing with exponents in this way? For example, again, if you're given maybe let's say 125, what you just need to master here is that you need to master here, what I'm punching here, shift fact 5 to the power of 3. So you have to express it in the form of its prime factors, okay? Let's continue here and see where you need to apply it as well. Now, here is the first question that we have here. 3 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power. What do we know here when you're multiplying? When you're multiplying, you add the powers. So here you're going to add the powers. But when you're dividing here, we minus the powers. So here what's going to happen is going to be 3. We have our base, same base. And what's going to happen now is going to be 4 plus 5 on top. Then what about the 2 underneath? So we need to subtract it 2. The reason why I'm doing this to write it at once, because I want you to learn also what you call to be quick when you're doing your things, okay? Because in the first lecture, we explained everything, but now you can see now we are multiplying on top here, then we are dividing. And the same base here that we are seeing is 3, 3, 3. So here we add the top one because it's multiplying, then subtract the 2 because it's division, okay? So 4 plus 5 is 9 minus 2 is going to give you 7. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 7, okay? Now let's see here what we have here. We have the same base here again, guys, and we are multiplying. And what happens to the powers? You need to add them. So it's going to be x plus x, which is going to give us 2 to the power 2x, like that, okay? Now, what about here? Here we are also having same basis, and we are adding the powers as well. So it's going to be 2 to the power x plus 3. And here now, guys, understand something here. This is different from saying x times 3, where you get 3x. When it's x plus 3, you leave it like that. You can't simplify it further. It's just x plus 3, it ends there, okay? Now, let's see here, 25 times 9x squared. What did I say, guys? Remember, product of its prime factors 25 is 5 squared, okay? What about 9? It's 3 squared, put in the bracket, x, like that, over 3. X plus x is going to be giving you 2x, then times what? Times 5. Now, what do we have now? We have got 3 to the power of 2x, so we've got 5 squared, 3 to the power of 2x, over 3 to the power of 2x times 5. Now, what are we going to do now? We're going to be saying 3x, 3 to the power of 2x minus 2x, going to give us 0 there. 5 to the power 2 minus 1, because there's a division here. So it's going to be giving us what? 0 here is going to give us 1. So 3 to the power of 0 is 1 times 5, which is going to give us just 5. Okay. Now, let's come back here and see 125 to the power of 4. How do we deal with this? Remember what we said here? You must punch it 125 5 to the power of 3. So we just write 5 to the power of 3. But again, here there is 4 outside. So we're going to say out to the power of 4, which is our exponent. Okay. Now, then we multiply there. And what do we see there? We see a value in outside here, an exponent outside the bracket. What happens when you take it inside? It multiplies the 2 here. It also goes to the 3. So it's going to be 5 to the power of 2 times 2, 3 to the power of 2. We are taking the 2, this one inside. It applies to both. Then here we have got 3 on its own. Then 15 here, 15 is 3 times 5. So it's going to be 3 times 5. And again here it to the power of 4. Can you see that? Okay. Let's see what we have there. Then 5 to the power 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So it's going to be 5, 12 on top there. Then here 5, 4. Okay, very good. Then here 3, 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is going to be 3 to the power of 3. Then here it's going to be 3 to the power of 4. Then here 5 to the power of 4. Remember, it applies on both. When we are having a, b inside and the power of n, this is the same as a to the power of n, b to the power of n. Let's not forget that, okay? Now, what will be our answer now? We are going to see here, when you take 5, base of 5, those ones with the base of 5, how many are there? We can see that it's here, and it's here. So what's happening here is 5 to the power of 12. And what do we do here when we're multiplying? We are adding the 4. But here we are dividing with the 4, so we subtract the 4. Then here, what's going to happen now? It's going to be 3. And with the 3, what do we have on top there? 3, we have got 3 to the power of 3, then 3 to the power of 4. So we are dividing here. It's going to be 3 minus 4. And what do we get as our final answer there? It's going to be 5 to the power of 12 times 3 to the power of -1. Okay. What do we understand here when we with exponents? We see that if 1 over 8 to the power of n, how do we express it? It's 8 to the power -1, -n, sorry. So, but here we are doing we are going the other way around. Okay, so it's actually a to the power -n, which is going to give us 1 over 8 to the power of n. The same applies here. What we are having here is 3 to the power -1. This is going to be 5 to the power of 12 over 3, like that. Can you see that? Now, let's move on to the next question here that we have here. 81 to the power of x times 27 to the power of 2x. What do we do here? We are going to say, okay, 81 is 3 to the power of 4. I think we've attempted it on the previous slide. 81 is 3 to the power of 4, so it's going to be 3 to the power of 4, okay, x. Then what about 27? 27, you can see now, you see 27, shift fact, 3 to the power of 3. So here is 3 to the power of 3. Then again here, you've got 2x outside. Then what's going to happen after that? It's going to be 4 times x. It's going to be 3 to the power 4x. Then here, 3 times 2 is going to give us 3 to the power of, 6x. Can you see that? Now we have same basis. What do? We're going to say 3 to the power 4x plus 6x. Then what do we get now? It's going to be 3 to the power 10x. That's our final answer. Now, let's move on to the next one here that we have here. We have 18. And what do we do with 18? We need to change it first. 18, punch it, then shift, fact, 2 times 3 to the power 2. 2 times 3 to the power of 2. But what do we see here? We put it in bracket because we have an exponent of x for both of them. What about 8? 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 3. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 3. So for this one here, what I want you to do now is that since we have got x minus 1 here, it's no longer like same as x. So can we just put it in bracket here and say x minus 1? Because remember, it needs to multiply that. Okay? Then let's have, what is it? 9 to the power x plus, so 9 is 3 squared. So x plus 1, okay, times 2, 4 is 2 squared, 2 to the power of 2 in bracket 2x minus 1, okay. Then what do we get? We're going to have 2 times, it's going to be 2x. Remember, the x goes to everything. Then 3 to the power of 2x. So we're multiplying with the x inside there. Then times 2 to the power of 3x minus what? Minus 2. Minus 3, sorry. It's going to be minus 3 there. Then we underline here. Then what do we have here? It's going to be 3 to the power of 2x plus 2. Then we have got 2 to the power of 4x minus 2. Remember, we are multiplying 2 inside here. Okay. Then what do we get as a final answer now? Not final as yet, but what do we see now? We're going to see the 2. We have a 2 here, we have a 2 here, we have a 2 here. So what do? We're going to say, okay, our 2 is our base. Then we have got x. Since these two are multiplying, we add them. So it's going to be plus 3x minus 3. Okay. Then what about here? It's division. So we're going to subtract 4x minus 2. We put it in bracket like that. Okay. It's multiplying 3 to the power of 2x, which we have here. But again, it's subtracting minus 2x plus 2. Remember, your 2x plus 2, can you see what's happening here? It's in the bracket. You can't just say minus 2x plus 2 because it's going to affect 2x only. But here, once you put in the bracket, it means that the negative is affecting everything here. So what's going to happen now is going to be 2x, 3, sorry about that one, okay. X plus 3 is going to be 4x minus 3, then here minus 4x, then also plus 2, because we are having minus times minus, going to give us positive. Then here 3 to the power of 2x minus 2x plus, sorry, here, it's minus 2, because minus here goes there and becomes minus. So what we are having now is that what's going to cancel here is 4x here, 4x minus 4x cancel, then 2x minus 2x cancel as well. Then what are we left with? We're going to be left with 2 to the power of minus 3 plus 2 is going to be 2 minus 1, okay, times 3, now to the power minus 2. So this means we are going to have 1 over 2 times 3 squared, which is going to give us, remember why we are doing this? There is a negative. To get rid of the negative, we take it to the denominator. So here it's going to be 3 squared is 9, 9 times 2 is 18. So it's going to be 1 over 18 like that. Okay. Let's move, guys. Here we have got 27 to the power 1 over 3. It's a fraction now. Expressions with rational exponents. So what we do here is that we're going to punch again our 27 is 3 to the power of 3. Now we know 3 to the power of 3. So we're going to put 3 to the power of 3 here in bracket 1 over 3. Then it's going to be 3 to the power of 3 times 1 over 3. Then this is going to be 3. And that's your final answer. I hope you guys you do your classes in the order that I'm giving you. so that you understand everything. Okay, so you must actually attend the exponent 1 so that you can understand also what's going on here, because I've explained in the previous lecture. Now we have got 36 here, 36 to the power of what is it, x squared. Here the half is outside the bracket. It means say the half is affecting everything here that we have here. So what are we going to do now is going to be equals to 36. Can we just split it and see if we can what call 36 here equal to, then shift fact is 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. So 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2 x squared, we put in bracket here, half over 3x minus 1. What are we going to have now? It's going to be 2 to the power of 2 times your half, 3 to the power of 2 times 2, 1 over 2, sorry, then also x to the power of 2 times 1 over 2. But again here, can you see something here? X to the power negative 1. Remember what we have learned on the first class? We learned that if ever we have got 1 over x to the power negative n, this is going to be x to the power of n, like that. If it's x to the power negative n, it's going to be 1 over x to the power of n. So you always have to move it. If it is negative and is denominator, it's going to go up, becomes a numerator. If it's a numerator already, it's going to go and becomes a denominator. So here we can take our value up, which is x to the power negative 1. Can just put it in a different color. So it's going to be times x to the power 1 over 3. Now, here is going to cancel here. This one is going to cancel, this one is going to cancel, this one is going to cancel. So when it cancels, we are going to have 2 times 3 x to the power of 1 times x to the power of 1 is going to be x to the power of 2 over 3. Then 3 and 3 cancels. We're going to left with 2x squared. That's our final answer. Okay. I hope you guys, you're understanding these steps very well. Okay. Now, let's look at 9x squared. Remember what we do? 9 is we need to express in product of its factors. It's going to be 3 to the power 2. Okay, x to the power 3. Then in bracket here, 1 over 2. X to the power 1 over 2. In bracket negative 1. Okay. Then what we have here down here is 3. Let's just rewrite it as it is, so that we take the same step. Now, here, we're going to say, okay, we take the half inside now. It's going to be 3 to the power of 2 times 1 over 2, okay? Then x to the times the power of 3 times 1 over 2 as well. Then we have x to the power negative half, okay? Since it's x to the power negative half, we can we take it down, becomes positive. Here we have got x to the power negative half. Let's just put it like that for now. Okay. Then what we have now is that 3 squared. Then here is x to the power half, also times 2. So what happens here now, these are going to cancel, this is going to cancel, and when it cancels, we are only left with what? We are left with 3 here, and we are left with x to the power 3 over 2, x minus 1 over 2 over 3 squared, x to the power 1, like that. Then from there now we deal with the numbers first. 3 to the power 1 minus 2, it's going to be 3 to the power negative 1. Then we have got 3 to the power 3 over 2 minus half. It's going to give us 1, because 3 over 2, yeah, 3 over 2 is going to give us 1. Just do it here so that you can see. 3 over 2 minus 1 over 1 over 2, we get 1. So it's going to be x to the power of 1 over x. So the x and the x will cancel. And here we're going to 3 to the power negative 1 is going to be 1 over 3. Okay. Okay, let's look here and see what we have now. We have got 16a to the power of 2. So now what do we do now? We're going to say we punch our 16 here and see what it gives us, 2 to the power of 4. So we have 2 to the power of 4, okay? Then a to the power of 2, then we put in a bracket like that, 1 over 2, okay, 1 over 4, sorry. Then x to the power of 1 over 2. Now, what do we get? What do we do from there? We are having 2 to the power of 4 times 1 over 4. Okay, a to the power of 2 times 1 over 4. Okay, then x to the power of 1 over 2, like that. Then here, this one will cancel. And here we'll be left with 1 over 2 there. Then your final answer now should be 2a to the power of 1 over 2, x to the power 1 over 2. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Here what we have here is 49x squared to the power 1 over 4. We're going to say, okay, 49 is 7 squared. So we're going to say 7 to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, 1 over 4, over 7 to the power of 3, in a bracket, 1 over 2, x negative 3 over 2. Let's apply something here. Let's apply what we have learned here. We take the x, because it's negative here, let's take it over 2 up there, okay? Then what's our next step now? Our next step now is to remove this bracket. So it's going to be 7, 2 times 1 over 4, okay? X 2 times 1 over 4. Then what do we get there? It's going to be x 3 over 2 all over 7, 3 times 1 over 2. Then what we get here is that we're going to cancel there. This one will cancel there and give us 2. This also will cancel and give us 2. And now what we are going to be having now is that it's going to be 7 to the power 1 over 2, x 1 over 2, and again here x 3 over 2, we're multiplying there, remember. Then here 7, 3 over 2. Then from there now, we're going to say, see the numbers, deal with the numbers first. 7, 1 over 2 minus 3 over 2 times x 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2, because here we are multiplying, okay? So what are we going to be getting here? It's, if you punch there, 1 over 2 minus 3 over 2, we get negative 1. Negative 1, so it's going to be 7, negative 1. Then what about the 1 over 2 plus, what is it? 1 over 2 plus 3 is going to give us 2. So it's going to be x squared. Since here it's negative, it's going to be equals to x squared over 7, because here there is negative, okay? There's a negative, it goes down. Okay, let's move on and see here what we do here. This one, let's make it quicker for this one, because what we are going to do here is 3 times that, 3 times negative 1 over 9, okay? Then multiplied by x to the power 1 over 3 times 2 all over x to the power 1 over 6 times 2, Okay, now here what's going to happen now is that this 3 is going to cancel with that. It's going to give us 3 there, then 2 over 3, then here is going to give us 3 there. Okay, then it's going to be x negative 1 over 3 times x to the power of 2 over 3 all over x to the power of 1 over 3. So now what we have now is that we're going to see what we're supposed to do now, because here we've got negative already. It's negative 1 over 3 plus, because it's addition here, they are multiplying 2 over 3 minus, because it's dividing here, 1 over 3. Then the 1 over 3 and 1 over 3 will cancel out. Sorry. So here we've got minus 1 over 3. Minus 1 over 3 is going to give us minus 2 over 3. Then it's minus x minus 2 over 3 plus 2 over 3, which is going to give us x equal to 0, which is going to give us 1. Okay. I hope you guys, you are taking the steps, you are understanding the steps very well. Let's move to the next one. Now, what we have now is that we have got 2 to the power of x, and I want you to understand something here. We are applying something here. We are applying something here. Let me show you something here. Okay, what we are applying, what we are used to do here, what we are used to do is that if we have got a to the power m times a to the power of n, we know that we add the powers m plus n, but we are used to go this way. Now what we are looking for here, we are supposed to go that way now. So when you see expressions like this, you are supposed to go back. So how do you go back? Let's see now. So this one here is 2 to the power of x plus 3. 2 is going to be 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 2. Because here, remember, we add the powers if the bases are the same. So here you're simplifying it like that. Then from there, it's going to be 2 to the power of x. Sorry, here there's a plus here. Times 2 to the power of 3. Over 12, we can write it as, for this one, we can just maybe leave it for now. We can just leave it for now, 12. But I want you to, I don't want to confuse you. Let's write 12 as a product of its prime factors. So it's 12, 2 to the power of 2 times 3, 2 to the power of 2 times 3. You see, when you get used to do something, yeah, you won't stop it, okay? Because but if you choose to do it, when you understand the topic now, you can decide whether to do it or not, but you need to understand it very well for now. Now here is 2x here. What you need to do is factoring out 2x, because here it's common, the 2x is common. Then in bracket here you've got 2 to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of 3 over all over 2 to the power of x. Let's just start with 2 to the power of x here. 2 to the power of 2 times 3. Then here, the x and the 2x and 2x will cancel. And what are we left with now? We're left with 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of 3 is 4 plus 8, which is going to give us 12. Over 2 to the power of 2, it's going to give us also 12. Then your answer should be equals to 1. Okay. Let's see here what we are having. We are having a different scenario now. 36, the power of x minus 36 over 6x plus. Here you need to remember what you call a difference of two squares. Now, difference of two squares, it says that if we say a squared minus b squared, our answer should be equals to a plus b, a minus b. So we are seeing perfect square there. So what do we do from there? We see that 36, we can express 36 as 6. Can you see that we have 6 and 6 here? So we can express this 36 as 6 squared. So it's 6 squared. So it's 6 to the power of 2 x minus 6 squared over 6x plus 6. Now, here, when we have 6 to the power 2x, let's put it in this way that you can see it very well here. 6 to the power of x, then we put squared here. The same thing, we are expressing the same thing, minus 6 squared over 6x plus 6. So what we now see is that here is 6x, so it's going to be 6 to the power of x plus 6 to the power of x minus 6. Because these two are perfect squares, okay? Then here we've got over 6x plus 6. Then what happens now is that this one is going to cancel. You cancel the positive one, and your answer, final answer, will be equal to 6x to 6 to the power of x minus 6, like that, okay? So here you apply difference of two squares, guys. Whenever you see the values here and you see that they do have, they are perfect squares, you deal with them like that. Now, let's see here, with this question here, what I've seen here, that in your textbook, there is a mistake here. They should think they should be 3 there, okay? There should be 3 there, so that it's actually easy for you and you get to the answer that is actually, clear as well. Now, here, let's deal with it and see. 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of x plus, remember what we have learned, 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of negative 2, okay? Remember here. Then here is 5, 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of 1, okay? Then here is minus 7, 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of negative 1. Can you see that? Now, what you see is that you can factor out, because there's a plus sign here, you can factor out 3x. It's common, 3x and 3x. So you can factor out 3x here, 3 to the power of x, sorry. Then you are left with the 2 plus 3 to the power negative 2. But 3 to the power negative 2, let's put it in this way. 1 over 3 squared over, all over. Let's also factor 3x, is common as well. 3x in bracket, 5 times 3 minus 7 times 1 over 3. So what we have now is that we can cancel this, and we are left with what? We are left with 2 to the plus 1 over 9 on top, 15 minus 7 over 3. Okay, we can just punch it as it is in our calculator. You don't need to stress here. You have got, you put your bracket here, 2 plus 1 over 9, go down there, 15 minus 7 over 3. Okay, we do that. We get our answer is 1 over 6. 1 over 6. That's our final answer. Okay. Let's move on. Now, this is our last slide here. Can we see something here? We have got 4. And remember what we do? We change it. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 2 in bracket x here. Then plus 3, plus 3, 2 to the power 2x times 2 to the power of 1 over 7 times 2 to the power 2x times 2 to the power of 1. Can you see that? And 2 to the power of 1, we can just ignore it like that. But now, remember here, when you see the 1 here is 2 to the power of 1, and 2 to the power of 1 the same as just writing 2, okay? Then what we have now is that is 2 to the power of 2x on top here, plus 2 to the power of 2x 3 times what? 2, then over 2 to the power of 2x times 7 times 2. What now we see that we can factor out 2 to the power of x there. On top, it's going to be 1 plus 3 times 2, which is 6, over. Then here we've got 7 times 2 is 14. We can put 2x here. and times 14. And here we cancel the 2x and 2x. And what we have is going to be 7 over 14, which is 1 over 2, becomes our final answer. Okay, let's look at this and see. Can you see something here? 9 to the power x, there is a difference of 2 squares now that is coming to you now. So what are we going to do? It's going to be 3 to the power of 2x minus 1 over 3x plus 1. But remember here, we can put it in this way: 3 to the power of x squared minus 1 over 3 to the power of x plus 1. Then that's one difference of 2 squares. Remember, it's going to be 3 to the power of x plus 1, 3 to the power of x minus 1 over 3 to the power of x plus 1. Then you cancel here. Then your answer should be 3 to the power of x minus 1. That's your final answer. Okay. Now, before this one, I'm just going to give you a hint, but let's start with this one that you can understand what's going on here. Now, remember, you also going to do factorization in your inequality, in your exponents. Okay. So, for example, here, what we are having here is 4 to the power of x, which we can put it as 2 to the power of 2x, 2 to the power of 2x. Let me put it like that. 2 to the power of 2, we are expressing 4 there, minus 4, 2 to the power of x plus 3. Then now we have got 2 to the power of x minus 1. Now, in this case now, we are simply having something like this. You're simply having something like 2 to the power of x. I want you to see something here. If we say 2 to the power of x, let's put the x inside here, and we square it like that. It's the same thing, okay? 2 to the power of x, then we are having minus 4, 2 to the power of x, plus 3, then all over 2 to the power of x minus 1. Now, what we have now is a trinomial, is a quadratic, what you call expression now that you're dealing with now. So you need to look for factors. So let's just make it easy for you. Let 2 to the power of x be k. Let's 2 to the power of x be k. So here it's going to be k squared minus 4k plus 3. Okay. On top one. Can you see that? Then here we can just say it's going to be k minus 1. So now on top here, you simplify you simplify here, you factorize this one here. When you factorize it, it's going to be k. So you look for factors that if you multiply, you get 3k squared. But if you add, they give you this. So you multiply, you get this, you add, you get that. That's what you're talking about here. So it's more like, all right, no, it's fine. Let's continue like that. So those two factors are going to be -3, -1. So it's going to be -3 k -1 over k -1. Then again here, what do? You cancel there. Then when you cancel, you're left with k minus 3, which is equals to 2 to the power of x minus 3. So here you are factorizing here. You are factorizing, and when you factorize, you can deal with it as this one here, if you don't mind. But to make it more clear to you, so that you don't write many numbers. 2 to the power of x, the power of x, you can put it in this way. Then you go back again and say, okay, my k is 2 to the power of 3 minus 3. Let's also see here is the same thing that we actually did now. This one here, the one that we're having now, 25. So on the 25, we can see, I'm going to just put it in red. So on the 25 here, you see that 25 is 5 squared. So we can put it in this way here to say 5 to the power of x squared minus 5 to the power of x times 5. Remember here, we have put 5 times 5. And then because we are simplifying this one here, minus 6 over 5 to the power of x minus 6. Then if you express this one and say, let 5 to the power of x be k, what you're going to have now is going to be k squared minus 5k minus 6 over k minus 6. And if we simplify the top part there, you are going to see that you're going to have your factors here, k minus 6k plus 1. Okay, that's what you're going to have. Then you can cancel out. Okay, so this is just a hint for you to understand what to do there. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, all the best.